Okay, number 3. If the spinner is spun one time, what is the probability of the arrow not landing on a section labeled with an odd number? Draw a square around number 3. Okay, so we have the word not and odd number. Okay, so the odd numbers are 1, 5, 1, 3, 1. The ones that are not odd numbers would be the even numbers, 2, 4, and 2. So we want the probability of it not landing on an odd number. So we want the even numbers. So we have to know how many sections there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections. So we're making a fraction, and the ones that are not odd are the even ones. So that's 3 out of 8. So 3 out of 8 are not odd, which is even. So that would be B. Number 4, predict and explain the number of times the spinner will land on an even number if the spinner is spun 50 times. Draw a circle around number 4. So we're looking for an even number. Okay, so even numbers are 2, 4, and 2. The rest of these are all odd numbers. So I need to know how many sections there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the bottom number of my fraction would be 10. How many are even? That would be 3 out of 10. And I want to know, if I were to do this 50 times, how many times would it land on even? So I have to take my 3/10 and I have to multiply that times 50. Or I could take the 3/10 and set up a proportion and find out how many out of 50. Which this is wanting you to get the answer and explain. And all of this is the explanation where they've set up a proportion or they've multiplied. Well, I have 3/10, so it's not 7/10. Okay, so it can't be A because A has 7/10. C has 7/10. So it has to be B or D. Both of these have the 3/10. This is exactly the same. The only difference is it 15 or is it 25? Well, whichever way you want to do this, you can multiply by 50 or we can set up this proportion. So if we set up the proportion, we would cross multiply 10 times x and 3 times 50. So I'd have 10x is equal to 3 times 5 is 15, and throw on that 0 is 150. Divide by 10, divide that 0 away. So x equals to 15. Or if you're not good at cross multiplying, you can just look for the relationship. How do I get from 10 to 50? I multiplied by 5. So I can multiply 3 times 5 and get 15. Either way, it's 15 because we're going to set up a proportion or just multiply by 50.